Well, good evening, all. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Whether you're watching from my hometown in Texas, uh, from Arkin, Ohio, Ames, Iowa, Chicago, Illinois, or anywhere in between, folks, we're all in this together. Tonight, we're going to talk about infrastructure, resilience, and jobs. And before I start on that this evening, I do want to touch on a few things about the events in Iran. I want to touch on basically the situation with the export of oil. I want to say that under my administration, we would do everything possible to ensure that the Strait of Hormuz stays open to maritime traffic, and we would do everything we can to ensure that the shipment of oil continues as well. But with that being said, under my administration, we would also tap into the strategic oil reserves and have enough oil here in our country. That is what it's there for. That's what it's designed for. Um, back home just this weekend, and for you, the guys following with me this weekend, got back this morning. I saw gas over $3 a gallon, and just a week or so ago, it was about 2.20, 2.30 a gallon. And I think with the moves that this administration would take, tapping the strategic oil reserves, I think we would help in bringing the oil prices down. So I just wanted to say that we would do everything in our power to ensure that oil continues to flow to our country, and that oil prices, come down. They skyrocketed, of course, when the markets opened this morning. I want to see the price per barrel come down, and we would do everything in our power to make sure that does happen. Though, like I said, we're here talking about infrastructure, and oil is definitely a part of that. Um, because strong, reliable infrastructure, it isn't just a regional issue. It's a national priority that touches every family, every business, and every community. From rolling blackouts in Texas to power failures in the Midwest, from spotty broadband in rural counties to aging bridges in our cities, we've seen how fragile systems hurt real people. But we're turning those challenges into nationwide opportunity, building a tougher, more connected America that creates good paying jobs for generations. And may I add to that, good paying union jobs. Our infrastructure must withstand storms, extreme weather, cyber threats, and growing demand, no matter where you live. One of the stories that came out of the pandemic, I remember hearing stories about parents having to go to McDonald's parking lots or other fast food chains, and just so their child could get internet and be able to attend school. That shouldn't happen. Everybody in this country should have affordable access to the internet, and this is what this is part of. Um, you know, our infrastructure must withstand storms, extreme weather, cyber threats, like I mentioned, and growing demand, no matter where you live. We're hardening the grid nationwide, upgrading transmission lines, adding redundancies, and modernizing substations so no one failure doesn't cascade across states. This protects homes in Texas suburbs, hospitals in the Rust Belt, schools in rural Appalachia, data centers powering our economy. And the cyber defenses are critical too. Uh, Measured proportionally steps to safeguard our systems from foreign actors probing every region. A resilient grid means no family loses power during a heat wave, no hospital goes dark, and no school loses online learning nationwide. Just a few weeks ago, we had a big winter storm in Texas, and where I live fairly close to a major infrastructure or a major facility that requires um, continued power and internet access, of course, obviously, and so it was not impacted. And I think from what I heard, I think it went off. The power went off for about less than 2 or 3 minutes. Some of the area went off for just a matter of minutes, but it got better. If you remember back in 2020 or 2021 or so, that the Snowmageddon storm that hit Texas, power was out for quite a few times or quite a few days, and so infrastructure's got better, and this is what will allow it to get much better. You know, and these investments create millions of good paying jobs across America. Infrastructure work is job creation on a massive scale. Union jobs, apprenticeships, manufacturing roles that pay well, and more importantly, they stay local. From the bipartisan infrastructure law, we've already added and supported millions of job years and hundreds of thousands of direct construction and manufacturing jobs nationwide in every state. Workers are building bridges, laying fiber optic lines, installing clean energy tech, and upgrading power stations. This means apprenticeships for young people, just like in my home state of Texas, factory jobs in the Midwest, lineman training in the South, and technicians roles in the West. Opportunities that lift families wherever they call home. We're prioritizing American-made materials and American workers, so the benefits stay here. This is what happens when you put America first. We've heard about that, putting America first, but this is what happens when you put America first. Over party. The bipartisan infrastructure law passed with the votes from both sides because every community, urban or rural, red or blue, needs reliable power, broadband roads, and bridges. We're delivering results everywhere. Billions flowing to states for grid upgrades, broadband expansion in underserved rural and suburban areas, flood protection in coastal regions, and job training tied to clean energy. No region is left behind, whether it's a growing suburb in Texas, a rural county in Iowa, or a manufacturing town in Pennsylvania. Over 60,000 projects are now underway across this country. Proof that when we invest in resilience, we invest in people and opportunities everywhere. And I just want to say in closing that we have come a long ways since we first started this journey. When this journey first started in 2020, we talked about having electric EV charging stations spread out throughout the country. I talked about my hometown in southern Dallas County having only 6 charging stations. They're getting more. There's more throughout Dallas County. So it's getting there. It's getting there. And you have my promise too, and my pledge, as long as this administration's in power, we will not convert over to EV until we're 100% ready. But I think this message on infrastructure, bridges, the internet, it's so important to keep our country going and moving forward. But thank you very much for your time this evening. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening. Thank you.